when people start handing the keys back on their mortgages because they can't pay the interest on them, you see your neighbor, get his house foreclosed on. You see your neighbor sell for 20% less than you bought the property for. People will start walking away from their houses.
What up, folks? LifeofRudeDude back with another video today. Hope everybody's doing well. Remember, health is wealth. Please take care of yourself and your family. If you're new to my channel or if you have not done so yet, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. Hit the like button for this video. Also hit that notification and the bell. This way you're notified each and every time I drop a video.
Goddamn button.
If you have not done so yet, please make sure you go to the merch store. Grab yourself a t-shirt, hoodie, sweater, hat, whatever it is you want to go ahead and grab to help support the channel. It is greatly appreciated. So what we're going to be discussing today is one of the biggest topics that's going on right now, and that is commercial real estate. Actually, the crisis going on with commercial real estate right now, and that's in regards to a lot of empty commercial buildings or buildings that are running at a very low capacity regarding volume of people, because the majority of people are either working from home or doing hybrid at this point. Let's check out this video.
Today, Carroll founder and CEO Patrick Carroll, whose company manages more than 33,000 multifamily units across 9 states. Patrick, great to have you. Those are big words. Talk about what needs to crack in order for us to get to that end point.
And unfortunately, in this situation we're in, things have to bottom out, and they haven't bottomed out yet. I was just reading, there's $1.5 trillion of debt maturing on commercial real estate by 2025. So sellers are not realizing how much their properties have lost value, and they're not willing to dump their properties yet because they haven't felt enough pain. They're about to start feeling pain. These lenders are spooked. There's no lending going on. There's no transactions going on. And it's going to be ugly. I mean, it's going to be at least as bad as 08, 09. People don't want to say that, but downturns always are worse than the one before, and upturns are always better. I've rode the wave of price appreciation, rent growth, things like that since 2011. Well, the party's over, unfortunately. It's going to be okay in multifamily, but the office market is going to be destroyed. Hotels are going to be destroyed. It's going to be ugly.
Yeah. Well, now you mentioned 08, 09, when we really were talking about residential exposure. It will be different in the respect now that you're really looking at CRE, right?
Yeah, but I mean, when people start handing the keys back on their mortgages because they can't pay the interest on them, you see your neighbor, get his house foreclosed on. You see your neighbor sell for 20% less than you bought the property for. People will start walking away from their houses. It happened, 08, 09, that was what caused the downturn. People thought the housing market was too big to fail. No one would ever bet against the housing market. Well, we saw people give their keys back. If you lose your job and you can't pay your mortgage, you're going to walk away, and especially if you're underwater.
So Patrick, a lot of the focus right now, and particularly in terms of some of the Wall Street notes and where regional banks, for example, are concerned, has been on office space and retail space, and this idea of a re-rating or need for those values and those prices to fall. The fact that you're in multifamily, are you seeing signs of weakness right now, whether it's renters or whether it's buyers of your units, or is this still a shoe to drop way far out? Like, what are you seeing?
Well, I talked to one of the biggest landlords in the world yesterday. He's a good friend. He's a mentor. And his phrase was, what he's telling everybody is stay alive till 25. Okay. So based off that, it feels like, right now our fundamentals are great. People are paying rents. The market is healthy. What you have is a liquidity crisis. You have no transactions. There's no debt available. Cap rates have expanded over 5%. A year ago, they were at 3%. So if you do the math, that's almost 40% drop in value. No lender is willing to lend because they don't know where interest rates are going. And no one knows how to value these properties because no one knows where real estate, valuations are ended up. It's all based on interest rates. Office is a double whammy. The fundamentals are terrible. After, COVID, people work from home. The work week is now Tuesday to Thursday. Okay. And so people are taking less office space. No one wants to lend on it. It's a disaster. At least in multifamily, the fundamentals are strong, and, I think they'll continue to be strong.
Yeah, that is the one thing about this cycle that makes you think maybe it doesn't rhyme with priors, right? This idea that, I mean, look at the JP Morgan memo yesterday asking managing directors to come back for 5 days a week. How much of the total problem in office, how much would you assign to this notion that you never really return to full office capacity?
I mean, it's at least 75% of the problem, right? Like, once you allow people to work from home, they're never going back, and they can send out emails, they can do whatever, people are not going to go sit in the office. It's a flawed strategy. People can work from home, especially back office jobs like accounting, et cetera. So I think it's here to stay. It's a disaster. Developers are going to have to figure out how to repurpose office buildings. It's here to stay.
So what does that mean in terms of this frozen real estate market that you're talking about right now? What would need to happen to thaw it out? And I guess what happens to some of these properties if developers are trying to send them back to the banks and the banks don't want them?
Well, to open the market back up, the Fed needs to drop interest rates back to where they were, and people will jump back in the market immediately. Until that, no one knows, again, how to borrow, how to value real estate assets, or, by the way, stocks, any type of assets, all predicated on interest rates. So what's going to happen is these lenders are going to have to suck it up. I think you're going to have local municipalities like New York's going to have to figure out the office problem. It's the biggest office market in the world. And, probably 80% of those buildings don't make sense anymore. And so, I think you're going to have to see cities step in and incentivize developers to convert that to affordable housing or some better use.
Check us out at DirtBustersandMore.com. Go to the website for a free quote. We can take care of all your residential and commercial property cleaning needs at a great low price. DirtBustersandMore.com.
All right, folks, so you guys saw the video. What was mentioned is that commercial real estate might get as bad as what residential real estate was back in 2008 and 2009. Is that guaranteed? Is it a real prediction? We don't know. But by the way things are going, that's what they're judging right now. Comment below and let me know what you guys thought of the video. Follow me on Instagram, LifeofRudeDude, and motivated.millionaire_LLC. Remember, health is wealth. Please take care of yourself and your family. We're going to 1 million with everything.